Welcome to this week, or sorry,
Welcome
welcome to last week. Go ahead.
Welcome to last week on Gamepass. I'm William Doyle,
I'm Nathan Combs.
and we're just telling you about what came out last week on Gamepass and whether it's worth your hard drive space.
Yeah, so if you're subscribed and you see a game, you don't know if you should download it, you got us. Listen to us. We can definitely give you how we felt about it. This week was a smaller week. Only 2 games out this week, right?
Yep, only 2 games.
Very different games, though.
Yes,
2
for sure.
extremely different games. So the first one is The Little Acre. It's a point-and-click, very interesting art style, very simple game. How'd you feel
hand-drawn,
about it?
right? Seems like?
Yeah, hand-drawn.
Hand-drawn.
Yeah, it's hand-drawn. Really pretty. It was nice to look at.
Yeah, you can tell this is made by a small team, right?
Yeah.
Not that many people worked on it.
It is 1.2 gigabytes.
1.2 gigabytes. The game only takes like 2 hours, right?
Yeah, it took me about 2 hours to get every achievement in it. Very easy, 100%.
I didn't get every achievement yet, but it is the easiest point and click I have played.
Yes, I agree.
Because I have trouble with point and clicks. Like, there's a lot of times where I'm just like, how? Well, I probably shouldn't curse on this, huh?
Yeah, probably.
Probably not.
I guess you're right. Yeah.
So I will. I'll bleep that one out. But but a lot of times, on point and clicks, I'm just like, how was I supposed to know? How was I supposed to know I was supposed to combine these 2 items? This game does a good thing where it doesn't leave items in your inventory for too long, some point and clicks do. You pretty much use them right as you find them. If you really want to kind of learn how point and clicks work, I feel like this would be a good jumping off point.
Yeah, I honestly think it's a really good beginner point and click because, like you said, I really appreciate you get to a puzzle where it wants you to use an item, and you might only have 2 items in your inventory. Yeah. So most point and clicks you're shuffling through your backpack. What do I do? This, it's okay, well, I can try everything with just my 2 items. You don't have that many choices.
Or sometimes in point and clicks you have to combine items, which is always a big no for me. I'm okay, I have to. How was I supposed to know I was supposed to, glue this to a penguin? What the hell? Yeah, all right, Sam and Max.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
to the point where you're going in your bag and you're just clicking over everything, just trying to put it together. And some point and clicks, they'll only have you combine items 3 times in a game. But you don't know that.
Yeah.
You don't know that.
Don't need it. Don't need it combined in. It's a nice little story. There's 2 areas. And
exactly.
a house and another dimension. When you go to the other dimension, the art style changes, and I think that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I like that. I think it adds some style to it rather than just looking at one art style the whole time. You kind of have this other world, and the game's kind of funny. I wouldn't say I laughed out loud, but it's silly because they go to the other world and they even recognize oh, I look cute. Kind of deal, because you play a little girl. She's kind of I guess innocent in a way, and so that adds some kind of funniness to it.
Very Saturday morning cartoonish kind of comedy. A lot of slapstick, a dog saving a little girl. Very what was that Animaniacs show with the little girl and the dog?
Oh, I forget the name of it, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Very much like that kind of comedy, where the dog is saving the little girl from danger.
Do you think this game would be good to recommend to maybe not children, but maybe preteens or something? Somebody who's getting into gaming.
Yeah, maybe getting into gaming.
Because 10. 10. I feel if I played this as a kid, I would have really appreciated it. Because I remember playing Pajama Sam a lot as a kid, and it feels kind of maybe I'm getting into that. Maybe it's an homage to that kind of putt-putt kind of click. So
if you're looking for a big beefy game, this isn't it. No. It's kind of fun, right? It's not too hard, but when you beat the game, it's you beat the game without using any hints. And the title of the achievement is you probably used the walkthrough. I'm all right, game, come on.
Yeah, right. Please,
please.
That's the thing. Is it's simple, small. I personally, my recommendation, I'd download it, give it a shot. Maybe if you're not in the point and clicks at all, you don't even Telltale games, maybe don't try it.
Because you do move your character around and interact with stuff.
Yeah, so it's not it's not you're using your Xbox controller to move a mouse around.
I'm not in the point and clicks, and I sat down. I was okay, I'll give this a shot. I ended up beating the whole game in one sitting.
So there you go.
Didn't think I would like it. I liked it.
Yeah, and I think that's what's nice, and especially if you're really into achievements, easy achievements,
Easy
very
achievement.
very easy. So I'd say give it a little shot. Only 1 gig of your space, it's worth it
Yeah.
for a cute little
Get all the
adventure.
achievements, delete it. You know.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Hey.
Wow.
All right.
But yeah, our other game. Well, what was our other game?
The other game was Injustice 2, the DC Comics NetherRealms fighting game, kind of like Mortal Kombat. But I personally enjoy it a little more than Mortal Kombat, mostly because it's no block button. Let's hold back to block. More like
Which is
Street Fighter.
Nice. Yeah, it's kind of like that bridge point between Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, I would say.
Yeah.
This one comes in at a 52 gigabyte download.
A little hefty.
It's a big boy, but it looks nice. I think 52 gigabytes, you get a nice looking game. I think environments look cool. There's a bunch of characters to play.
There's a story mode that's a little long. I was like, oh, I got this game when it came out, and I went to go see the story mode and was like, how far am I in it? And like, it's like 17 fights out of 72. Like 72 fights in the story mode.
Yes.
That's long. That's I'm not one to play fighting games for a story mode. I usually like the verses. If you like a story mode in fighting game, if you like DC characters, hey.
And I feel like the story mode's actually pretty good. I played through it all, and I think that's something Mortal Kombat and like Injustice do well is their story mode. I think they don't lack on it at all. So if that's what you like, go for it.
Yeah.
I think
Something I don't really like, because I like a little bit more competitive style, but the gear system, I don't like that. There's unlockable gear that increases your attack power and defense and stuff, and that's on by default.
Yes,
that's really stupid.
And I think it's a little sad that they split their online multiplayer that way, where you can do fights with gear or without gear. And personally, when I first played this, I played it on PlayStation. And so on Xbox, I don't have any good gear. So I have no reason to do the gear competitive online. So that completely just gets marked out. Because people on there probably have max 20 level stuff.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. And if this is your first time playing it, downloading on Game Pass, I would not recommend that version of multiplayer.
And it's like, you're not going to play unless you have maxed gear, right? This game's been out for, 2 years?
Yeah, it's been out for a bit.
Right?
2017, actually.
4 years?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
One thing I was a little sad about is that I get why they did it. It is base Injustice. And I think for such an older game, about 4 years now, I would have liked to see some DLC characters, somebody to play. But it is just base game here.
Oh, for the Game Pass?
Yeah, for Game Pass.
There's no DLC. Yeah. When I popped it on, I was like, oh, Legendary Edition? Is that going to have the DLC characters? But it didn't. But I feel like that's part of why games go on Game Pass, right? So they can
Warner
sell
Brothers
DLC.
Exactly. They're like, hey, people will buy characters. And I honestly felt like buying a few characters to try. So
I'm probably going to buy Hellboy.
Yeah, so I mean, that means something. That it makes you want to do that. And I mean, hey, I think that's good on the developer. And I mean, if you played this game, if you've never played this game before and you download it now, you don't need the DLC characters. Play what you got.
There's a good cast. What is there, 20 characters?
Yeah, it's a really good cast.
Yeah.
You don't have to unlock them with story. They're all there for you.
They're all there.
Yeah,
which is good. Better than some games that make you unlock the characters. I personally don't like unlocking the characters, right? I feel like it's good that fighting games are weaning away from unlockable characters.
Yeah, I agree. Because out of the box, most people, or especially heavy fighting game competitive people, aren't going through and unlocking everything. They want to play the game. They want to get those fighters. No, you're not playing story mode. Yeah, so this does, and I think there's a great amount of characters. If you're a DC fan, I bet you one of your favorite characters is definitely in here. You have your mainstays, Superman, Wonder Woman, but
Batman.
You have weird, you got weird characters like Blue Beetle,
Atrocitus?
Atrocitus, yeah, Atrocitus.
And his cat.
Yeah.
Dexter or whatever.
Yeah, the little floating cat. Cheetah, who I love playing, shows up, who was in Wonder Woman 1984, so now I just look like a Wonder Woman fan when I play her. But
yeah, but Wonder Woman's on there also. It's got the DLC characters are also wacky. You got Hellboy, you got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which I think is pretty cool. I play Bane personally, but everyone's different enough to keep it interesting.
Exactly. I think it's one of the most It's a really good, well-developed fighting game.
Yeah.
If you're a fighting game fan, you probably have already played this. But if you just like casually like fighting games and haven't touched this, I say give it a download. It's a big download. Definitely wouldn't recommend to maybe somebody who has never really played fighting games. There's probably some other places you could go.
Yeah.
It's a good fighting game.
If you want to play a fighting game, if you haven't played a fighting game in a bit.
Yeah. If you got a friend, want to play something, this is hours of good, fun time.
This is fun. Everyone's different enough to be like interesting. I recommend it, even though it is 52 gigs.
Yeah, I recommend it as well. I say give it a download if you're interested.
Give it a try.
But yeah, those were the two releases this week, Injustice and Little Acre, and they were both recommendations from us. We both said you should give it a shot.
I said give it a shot. Are there any other like fighting games on Game Pass?
Yeah, I actually looked that up right now. So we got Killer Instinct, Tekken 7, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, Mortal Kombat X. I don't think Naruto's on there anymore, actually. I think this might be a bit older of a list. And I think, like, out of all the ones I listed, I probably would download this one first.
I would probably download this one first, too.
Yeah, so if that means anything, I'd say definitely fighting games looking at it. Injustice should be the one that takes up your space.
Yep.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Catch us next week. I think we got a few more games coming out soon. Make sure to listen to us on Media Boys podcast.
Subscribe, like, really helps out. If you listen to Media Boys podcast, set a review on Apple or whatever, helps out.
Mm-hmm. And if you know anybody that would be interested that subscribes to Game Pass, send this their way.